Give me a minute here. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Hey, what up, y'all? What up? What up? I got a few things here from Just a Girl Talk. With that being said, let's get it.
What do you mean at 17 young years of age, you are entertaining a 50-year-old mother of four, two of whom are toddlers? Not to mention a white woman, police officer, serial killer. Like, what do y'all be? What is it? What are we missing in the home? I just feel like if you an old ass nigga and you always specifically going after young bitches, that's a fucking problem. You're a fucking predator. Like, hey y'all, welcome back to the Just a Girl Show. My name is Janine. If you are
Yeah, I had to stop it. You heard right. 50-year-old white lady with kids with a 17-year-old female. Buckle up. Buckle up. Buckle up.
new here, if you're new to the channel, of course, hit that subscribe button. Turn notifications on so you never miss an episode. And if you're a subscriber, welcome back to the channel.
Hey, 18.
Whenever you see me recording this form where I'm right up in your face, y'all know it's going to be a good one and it's going to be a pretty long video. So I bet you guys enjoy these longer videos, but I am making them longer and doing more of a reaction style video because I need you guys to hear the full video. I can't really chop it because it's going to cut out key information. And we know that there is a huge issue when it comes to men dating younger women, right? Women hate it, especially black women. Black women can't stand for a man's preference to be a younger woman. They can't stand for him to say that he prefers to date down, even though we know that we as women date up. That's just always been a thing. When we were younger, older, we date up. We say men who are our age are immature, they can't handle us, blah, 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 blah. But when a man says he dates down because a woman is more cooperative, she's more willing to learn. Like we give different reasons, but we both have our reasons why we date up or date down. But women don't like it, right? They don't like it. But for some reason, somehow we've decided that you can date up when you're with a woman dating a woman, and it's the craziest thing ever. And I'm going to share this story, y'all, which is it's going to be a wild story, so brace yourselves, of a 17-year-old at the time, young girl who's now 18, was in a relationship with a 50-year-old white police officer in Miami-Dade, Florida, okay? In Miami, Florida. But I'm going to let y'all hear her tell the story time of how their relationship started, and we are just going to get right into it. Let's just get right on into it. Get ready with me while I tell you about my ex, who is a serial killer. To preface, I'm 18 years old. We met when I was 17, and she was a 50-year-old police officer. We met online on TikTok when she found my account and followed me and started liking and commenting on all of my TikToks. I didn't think anything of it until she started heavily flirting with me in my comment section, and so I ended up going to look on her account and saw that she was a police officer. It went a while until we ended up actually interacting with each other when she DM'd me one day and did the little waving thing, and we talked for a little while over in our TikTok DMs. And long story short, let me start by saying this, right? When everyone has a different definition of what's a little while, right? She said it took a little while for them to start to interact. It took a little while for her to DM. Like, little while for me might be a few months. A little while for someone who's 70 years old might be a few days. So keep that in mind, that we really don't have any way to gauge what a little while might mean to someone who's 17 years old. Dating a 50-year-old woman, that could mean a couple days. So just keep that in mind. About for a couple of days before I ended up giving her my number, and we started texting and calling from there. She seemed pretty normal for
50-year-old, but granted, she shouldn't have been talking to me at the time. I told her I was 18 at first before telling her a couple of days later that I was actually 17, and she wasn't phased. She continued talking to me, and our relationship kind of kick-started there. It went very, very fast. Like, it was almost immediate that she had, like, kind of put her claim down on me for the most part. Um, she would always talk about wanting to come see me, and she lived in Miami and I live in Atlanta, so we were talking like long distance. She would always talk about how she wanted to see me, how she wanted to come up, how she was so excited to have met me, and she was like already falling in love with me because I was so smart and so beautiful and all the like groovy things.
Okay, so again, she's 18 now. We're talking about a year ago when she was 17. There's so many layers to this story, right? There's the, identifying as a lesbian at this age. Okay. Also, the meeting someone on TikTok, that's a whole other thing, right? That's a whole safety issue
Yeah.
that these young children, young people, young women continue to put themselves in situations that are not
Always,
safe, that is
unfortunately.
very dangerous, and they just don't care, right? And then you have, again, the age. Why are you so intrigued at such a young age to deal with a woman who's 50 years old? You understand what I'm saying? Like, why? What's
I'll tell you why. Mommy issues. That's why she reached out to that 50-year-old woman. It's mommy issues. How 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 can you not see this? Her reaching out to this 50-year-old woman was nothing more than mommy issues. And that's it.
happening in your childhood? What's going on in your home? What like for the to even be in a relationship with anyone at 50, man or woman, at 17 years old?
And I'm pretty smart, so I knew what was going on, but I was just entertaining it for, I guess, my own enjoyment. Um, but it started to, like, intensify really, really, really fast. And she would say things that were, like, randomly really possessive and kind of creepy. And I should have blocked her then, but I didn't. And we started calling maybe 2 weeks after she got my number, and we'd call during the night and just kind of talk about everything. And then there was one night where we were talking about work, like her job, and I had asked her, I was like, have you ever killed anyone, like, on duty, or, like, ever had to do that on duty, or, like, had to shoot someone? And she said, on duty or off duty? And I said, both. Like, weird fucking question. Like, why would you have killed someone off duty? And she started telling me about it. She told me that she had killed someone the very first time when she was 15 years old because she was in a gang. She had been in a gang since she was 13. And then the next couple of ones were when she was like 18, 20, 21, like, just as she got older, like, she just continued.
So let me say this in regards to the 50-year-old woman. Being 50 years old, meeting someone on TikTok, being a police officer.
It's
there's so many
predatory as
layers.
hell.
You're going to hear more about the woman,
It's
about who she
predatory.
is as well, and I'm going to share some of those details. But whenever I think about someone that's so much older, and this is like, again, you're talking about a
Damn, my
70-year-old
damn
child,
ankle
you're
itch.
50, a 50-year-old woman, right? This is straight predatory, right? But
Straight,
it's like,
yeah,
what
straight
is
up predatory.
your level of intelligence? What is, like, what about this child makes you feel like this is the
Yeah.
part that people
What?
love to question.
What?
Again, why would a man want to date a
What?
30-year-old man want to date a
Why?
20-year-old woman, right? For me, that's nothing compared to 50 and 17, right? Nothing at all.
At this point, I definitely should have left, but, like, I'm a curious person, and if someone is admitting to having murdered people, I want to know more.
Also, she's brought up a few times about her being intrigued, about her being curious, about her just wanting to know. This is how she got in this situation, right? Because these kids are so intrigued in the most violent, gruesome, weird things. Like if someone's telling you
Yeah.
that they've unalived people, a police officer is telling you that, and you're like, well, I want to know more. This is really intriguing. This makes me like this is how they are. This very experimental. They're just too curious. It's like the worst things entice them. The things that you should be terrified of is like, oh, I need more, I want more. This is how they think.
And she wasn't in my state, wasn't in my city, and I was like, if this goes left, I can just block her and be done with it. I was like, how cute my shirt is. It's bad buzz. So after this, she ended up telling me a lot more, like, really descriptive details about how the Everglades, because it's like sacred property or something, they go and dump bodies in the Everglades and let like all the animals like eat the bodies. And she would also tell me about like her torture methods and how she would have to do what she called
Torture
grab snatch,
method.
or like symmetric grab or something.
The
Where she would pick someone
hell?
off the street and
You
like beat the shit out of them
sadistic
and
bitch.
drop them off somewhere. She would have to do like pickups and drop offs for her gang, where she would go and pick people up and then deliver them.
I mean, the other part is, I guess you're complex. I'm going to assume, as a police officer, 50-year-old, this woman is actually, just so y'all know, she is she's a sheriff. She works in the sheriff's office deputy. She's a deputy. So you know how people have this complex, like they would never believe you. Look at who you are. Look at who I am. Type of complex, because it's know what you're telling a 17-year-old stranger, anybody that you've unalived multiple people. But again, I'm assuming that you have this. If she tells, who's going to believe her? I'm the deputy. I'm this person. I'm the police. That would be a lie. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no way. I don't even know. Honestly.
For them to do whatever they needed to do to that person. To this day, I'm not really sure why she was telling me all of these things and trusting me with it, considering that we had only talked for like 2 weeks. And I was 17-year-old girl that definitely would have like squealed. But silly of me, of course I didn't, because I didn't really have any information on her. I didn't know what to do with that information that I had found out, so I just kept talking to her. After that, she started making more direct threats towards me, being like, I really want you to be mine, like, if you don't, like, I don't know what I'll do. And I was taking that as a sign of like, oh, like, if I don't engage in this relationship with you, like, you're going to do something to me. So I continued talking to her.
So, I'm not saying I believe that there was a lot of coercion, but the way that she's telling the story, and they've never even met before, right? They've never met before. From what she's saying, they're just talking on the phone. It's like she, at 17 years old, almost made it seem as though she was forced in this relationship with someone who's in a whole different state. You know that she's a police officer. You went on her social media. What you could have done with the information was let your mom know, let your parents know, let the police know. That's very, very simple. So I think it's almost like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes, again, you're just growing up and you're also developing this lack of accountability that you were curious. You also, again, as much as you could say I was frightened because of what she was telling me, I think it almost insinuates that you didn't want to, right? You didn't want to do anything. But yet you had the choice to not be involved in this. Like you had the choice because you could have easily, you know what I'm saying, let someone know. But again, I don't know what you guys gonna follow. You're gonna follow the story and see why I say that.
2 weeks later, after she told me, she came to my city to meet up with me. And I was petrified, but I felt like I couldn't say anything because she had pushed for it for like days and days and was being really aggressive towards me if I didn't. So she flew up and stayed in a hotel and I met up with her. And inevitably people did in relationships.
So they did what people do. That mean they were intimate. They had sex with each other.
Yeah.
This grown woman had sex with a minor. And again, I don't know who were your parents?
Yeah,
What's your
your
parents?
parents
You able to
failed
meet with
you.
somebody up, meet with somebody in a hotel,
Your
in a
parents
whole other
failed you,
state, go
darling.
have sex with them. Like, what? Where was your parents that this was even like you were just able to go meet up? Now, again, I don't know what your life is. Maybe you could say you was going to work at your friend's house. It's very easy, but it's just like, and again, we just did with people. We just did with people who are in relationships, saying that you wanted to do that, right? But on one end, you're like, I was petrified. I feel like I had no choice but to meet her. If right, if we stop being so curious and so, I don't know what it is, because it's like, I don't want to take away the fact that, again, this child wasn't manipulated in some way, right, by this grown woman, but at the same time, our kids are way too curious and they're way too into things that they should not be into, period.
After that time in the hotel, she basically declared that I was her girlfriend and that I wasn't going to go anywhere, or else she would do terrible things to me and my family. And later on throughout our relationship lasted about like maybe 10 months. She started to, so after that, she started coming up to see me more. So she would come up to Atlanta maybe like twice a month. And she would stay for a weekend or a couple of days, and we would see each other during that.
Like, again, like, I just, 10 months. Yeah, this story is just leaving me so speechless. So speechless.
During a couple of those days, she had pulled a knife on me, pulled a gun on me, but also promised that she would never do anything to hurt me, promised that I was her number one, her only one, her soulmate, her all of the things. And I felt pretty stuck. I didn't really know what to do. I felt like if I left, that would be like her breaking point. And later I found out that it was her breaking point, because once I had talked about what she would do if we broke up, she was like, oh, I will literally drive this knife through your whatever, and like, you're done. Like, you don't get to leave me.
See, and this is the manipulation, right? This is where, again, you're sucking this child in, you are threatening her. Obviously, again, you're a police officer, so I can imagine how you can be afraid. But I think at that point it becomes, I don't know, I just feel like this woman is thrown off. Like, that's a fact. And I keep going back to the curiosity of the mind, that because this child is so curious and so into so many different things, just willing to try whatever, I think that leaves our kids in a very vulnerable, dangerous place. That they are, again, we don't want our kids to feel like they shouldn't be afraid to try new things, right? We teach our kids that don't be afraid to try new things, eat new things. But at this point in this world, like I said, our kids are putting themselves in very dangerous situations, because they are so like, I want to see, I want to know. Like, it's so now you have this child who's in a situation where she's stuck. She feels stuck. I already didn't have sex with you. You coming up to visit me more and more and more. I don't, what's going on with her home, where her parents are, what is she saying, what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, this woman is disgusting. Disgusting. Pure disgust. And before we keep going, y'all, let me keep going.
After a while, she gifted me a necklace that was a chain with a cross on it that she told me if I ever took off that she would kill me. And she would send me all sorts of gifts and presents and money. And also a lot of drugs. I started cocaine because of her. She would send me cocaine in the mail, and she would send it to me, peer pressure me into doing it. She would give me all sorts of things to try. And she was a really heavy addict, a really heavy drinker. She did heroin, cocaine. She drank constantly, so she was always in an aggressive mood.
So look how crazy and manipulative. You're mailing drugs to her house.
Make no damn sense.
I'm afraid that I have to do this.
Don't make no damn sense.
These kids are very curious. These kids are using drugs at a very young age.
What's up,
Very
Lee
young
Turner?
age. Very young.
Sub
So
18.
you done got this girl
To be a junkie.
using drugs that you're mailing to her house. And little girl, you never said, let me tell my mom. And I'm speaking out loud because I understand that control, power control, manipulation that people can have on you, that women love to say that men have on them, that women will have on women. This is a real issue. And this is so sad to be this young, beautiful young woman to be wrapped up in something like this just from TikTok.
About 6 months in, she told me that she wanted to marry me. Mind you, she was already married to another woman and had 4 kids of her own, 2 of which were under the age of 5.
A married woman married to a woman with 4 kids under the age and 2 under the age of 5.
Really? Really?
What? This? Oh my gosh!
How does this?
When I say it's just making me sick because these women are the worst, and we talk
They
about
are.
again how the men are so DL, the men are all gay. No, the women are a bunch of dangerous, violent lesbians who prey and lust on women, young girls. Disgusting. You are somebody's mother. And you supposed to be out here protecting and serving the world, your state, your city. And you a crackhead in love with a 17-year-old?
But she told me that
Can't
she
make it up.
was her wife and that we were going to have kids together, and that on my 18th birthday, I was going to go to Miami to live with her and get married. Somewhere in between this, she started to grow a lot of resentment for my mom because my mom was obviously keeping me from being with her full time, being with her alone, talking to her all the time. So she told me about how she planned to kill my mom.
So this is where it gets tricky for me because
The
her
hell?
mom is telling her mom knows because her mom is stopping her from talking to her a lot, being around her a lot. So that's the part that throws me off, right? And I get it. I guess at some point, if your daughter's now she ain't you can't handle her. I'm assuming that it's probably chaotic in your home or with this woman. So I'm just curious as to when did her mom find out, and before the story gets to go on, it should be my mom found out and she called the police, But again, it's just going off from when she said that. I was like, well, if the mom knows and she was trying to stop it, why didn't the police get involved at this point? Like it should be no after this because mom knows. But again, who knows?
And what she was gonna do, how she was gonna plan it, how she was gonna break into the house and all sorts of things. And by that point, she knew where I lived. She knew all of my family's information. And I was super worried. The only problem here is that I had no evidence. Everything she said to me, she said over call. We didn't text. There was barely any communication or threats that were in our messages. So everything that she said was just over the phone. Sometime in January, I know that she had killed someone because she told me that she had to go on a job and came back late at night, had to wash all the blood off of her body and whatever, and I knew about that one, and that was the most recent one, I believe, and I don't think there's been anyone else since then. Fast forward to my 18th birthday, she bought me a car, she bought me a
I'm 40 years old. And in the 40 years I've been here on this planet, I ain't never been around anything this crazy of what this young lady's talking about. She's not even 20 yet. And the last 2 years of her life have been crazy. Please do not let this craziness ever find me.
ring. She was pretty much ready to go, and I had my flight booked by her. And I got to the airport, made it to the airport, and I was about to get on the flight when my mom found out everything and came to stop me.
Well, thank God to mom.
Yeah.
Now again, I don't. It's a little bit weird because she said mom found out everything, but she also said before that mom was trying to stop her from talking to her, being with her, and So again, maybe mom just didn't know the age of whoever it was. I'm assuming that maybe mom just thought it was a a little girl that she was dealing with and just trying to cut them off. Maybe that's what it could be. Like I'm gonna give mom the benefit of the doubt that she didn't even know if she was a grown freaking woman, and that's probably why she just didn't. That's what I'm thinking based on how the story's being told.
Before that, I had already put in my phone a statement saying my name, my age, my location, and her name, her age, her location, where she worked. And I clipped every single piece of evidence that I had, all of our sex tapes, everything.
Can we talk about the sex tape thing? These young girls are way too comfortable making sex tapes. Way too comfortable. I'm telling you that right now. They don't care. They make them. They share them out. They let the boy. They record them themselves. It ain't about a boy having a co.
This is what teenage girls are doing now. X tapes. Is this what teenage girls are doing now? X tapes. God help this new generation.
They record them themselves. That it ain't about a boy having to coerce them or a girl having to coerce them. They want to do it. They want to do it. Now I don't know if this woman did it, without her consent. But a lot of these kids are so down to have sex tapes that it's just sad and disgusting.
Thing into a big folder, and I left it where my mom could find it. So my mom came to the airport and called the police and told them that I needed to have a 1013 filed so that I could be involuntarily held in a psychiatric hospital for 3 days just to protect me. And then while I was in the psychiatric hospital, my mom contacted the FBI, and the FBI started an investigation and arrested her on a complaint made by my mom. And so she's currently sitting in federal prison awaiting her trial. She hasn't pled guilty or not guilty yet because they're still investigating the murders on top of everything else that opened Pandora's box because of her arrest. Her name was Carly Miranda Blum. She lived in Miami, Florida. She worked for the Miami-Dade Police Department, and her life is over, and I am free.
Well, thank God that young girl is free. Thank God that woman is in prison. I want to show y'all what Cardi looks like, y'all. Look at the lady. Look at the lady.
Look like
y'all.
a straight butch.
Like what? What? But I'm gonna share some. I want to let you guys see the story of what occurred. It says right here, deputy charged with receipt and production of child sexual abuse material. She's 51 years old. She was just arrested this was reported July 23rd, 2025. So I want to say she must have been arrested around that time. Blum received multiple videos and images of the victim, who was 17 years old at the time, engaged in sexually explicit conduct. In spring of 2025, Blum traveled to Atlanta, Georgia, where she recorded multiple videos of herself engaging in sex acts with the then minor victim. This is disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Disgusting.
In the words of Bernie Mac, yeah, nasty bitch.
What do we do now? This is the police. This is the police who is supposed to protect, serve. Protect and serve. That's what the police are supposed to do. But this is what is a reality for this young girl. And again, unfortunately, because these young people are so curious, they're so open, they're willing to just share. It's just like there's no way or reason why you even allowed yourself to get in a situation where somebody on TikTok. Now you know, like it's just like this is a sad story, y'all, that I had to share because this is my fear of social media for our children. That's why I tell my son and my daughter constantly, we don't share any information. You don't talk to people online. You don't know people, you know, because everything is virtually and gaming and all those things. You don't know nobody. You don't want, I don't care if they tell you that they're 12. You don't tell them anything about yourself. You use a fake screen name, whatever you want to use, like, you know, you don't share any information. You do not allow yourself to get caught up in what people are saying online, especially if somebody's saying that they're a serial killer, they unlock people, and and sending you drugs in the mail. Like, it's crazy. Our babies are at risk.
Here's what I think about the woman who messed with that child. Shout out to Bernie Mac.
See men, we pass gas.
Um,
Just gonna tell you, and you get ready to talk. Man, stinking bastard!
nah, that's the wrong one. If I can find it. And let me find it. It's just the one. Let me find it. Give me a second. Here we go. Hold on. To that woman who messed with that 17-year-old, I got a couple words for you from the legendary Bernie Mac.
Nasty bitch.
Nope. Didn't hear me first time? Let me replay it again.
Nasty bitch.
Our babies are at risk. They are. They are, y'all. And we have to do our best to be the best parents we can be, to try to give our children the knowledge, the awareness, putting God first. Let them know who God is in their life, what's right and what's wrong, what's not of God and what is. And this right here is not at all. This is sick. This woman is sick, disgusting, and nasty.
Beyond disgusting.
Nasty. I'm going to share this real quick of someone sharing their commentary on this video real quick.
What do you mean at 17 young years of age, you are entertaining a 50-year-old mother of 4, 2 of whom are toddlers? Not to mention a white woman, police officer, serial killer. Like, what do y'all be, what is it? What are we missing in the home?
Yeah.
Then you go on to say, I'm pretty smart.
No, you ain't.
I was just doing it for my own entertainment purposes.
Bitch,
I
what?
told you, I'm just so curious. I just want to know. It's like it's a fun game. That's what I'm saying. A game that went all the way left.
What be wrong? I literally have so many questions, and don't get me wrong, I know we have all done very dumb things as adolescents, but someone confessing not one, not two, but multiple crimes, multiple, to the point where you're calling them a serial, and you still go on to meet them For the plot?
Exactly.
Why?
That is it right there. Doing it for the plot. That is it right there. You knew before you met that woman, that she already told you she didn't kill unalive people. She done told you, but you still want to marry her.
Why?
I am so very deeply concerned. Very deeply concerned. This is what nightmares are made of. Like, these are the things that makes you triple think about becoming a parent, because what do you mean you had to stop your child from getting on an airplane to meet a 50-year-old mother of 4 who's a serial unaliver, white woman police? I am too through.
Y'all, this is how wild it is. I feel her. It's just like, wait a minute, this is.
Yeah, this ain't it.
We gotta pray for our babies, pray for our people, pray for our country, pray for the generations to come, because this should not even be. But let me know your thoughts in the comments on this topic. Drop it down below. Of course, share what you think. Like the video if you enjoyed the conversation. Of course, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Okay, and that's clip number 1. And I'm going to do a second clip. Hold on.
This is a garbage frother, and this is a premium frother we're giving away for completely free to everyone.
In reality,
Hold on, let me rewind
what did
this.
you think was going to...
There we go. This one here is entitled Raw Sex, Herpes, and a Baby. God help us. Here we go.
I've been having herpes for 8 months because I'm allergic to condoms, and I have raw sex. You know.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Just a Girl Show. My name is Janine. If you are new here, if you're new, of course,
These stories go from bad to
worse.
worse.
So you never miss an episode. And if you're a subscriber, welcome back to the channel. So y'all, today's episode is going to be a little bit different from my usual setup. I need to do a real in-the-moment reaction to this video that I'm going to share with you guys today, because it's too long to try to chop it up because I really want y'all to follow along with this, and I want to be fully honest and just share my thoughts throughout this video. As y'all know, my goal for this channel is to always share what's happening and to really discuss how we got here and where we're going, especially for our young girls. Like, our young girls are out here being affected the most by what they're seeing. And social media, as I always say, that people are always chasing their next viral moment. They will tell you anything, no matter how embarrassing it is, no matter how disgusting it is, they will tell you their story so that way they can be seen and they can go viral. And that's the reality of what's happening. So I'm going to share this with you guys because it's just something that you just can't even believe it to be what it is. You know, it's just really one of those stories that you have to let's just do it, and we're gonna get on it. Let's just get right on into the video. Here we go.
Good morning. My name is Precious, and I would like to tell you guys the story time of how I got hurt. I am currently getting ready for work, and I know y'all may be like, we don't even know the girl right telling this story. Because recently I went out with a group of people, and I got drunk. I've been having herpes for 8 months. I got drunk, and I've never told anybody I got herpes, but that night I decided to get on my podcast and yell it out. So before the podcast come out, let me go ahead and say something about it, because I like to talk about myself before anybody else says something about it. Like, you can't. If I already said it, it don't even count that you said something about me. Like, you can't talk about it. So, boom. Let's get to it. So, I used to date this girl, and we used to get into it bad all the time. But one time we got into it so bad that she knocked me the fuck out. And I started going back to niggas. Like, I had to. Like, I couldn't. Like, because I've been in domestic relationships. That nigga ain't never beat me up as bad as she did. And I don't know why she did that. So, I was scared. Like, I was traumatized. I was like, oh my gosh, like.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all already see what's happening, right? The fact that she says that she was dating women, and we know that the stats show how violent girl-on-girl relationships are, and she just stated that, right? She stated that she was in a relationship with a woman who beat her up so bad, knocked her out, that she went back to dating men, essentially. And there's so many layers to that, but I think the crazy part is to be so young, right? And to even identify that she's been in domestic violence relationships before where she's been beat up but not that bad. It's just a whole ball of what in the entire hell have you been involving yourself into at such a young age. This woman is only 20 years old right now. So she's telling a story about what happened to her or what she, experienced at 19. But keep in mind, you're still very, very young. And it just shows how much these young women are just following and caught up in things that, like, do you even really like women? Are you just doing it because it's cool? It's too much for you, and you back to men. It's just they be involved in a lot of things. And y'all heard she's talking about how she got herpes, and she's had herpes. So let's keep on going, and let's follow along.
Oh, like, this girl just beat me up. Like, what am I gonna do? That type of stuff. Like, am I gonna meet another person like her? Like, I don't want to put it out there like, hey, like, I'm single. No. I decided to get on Hinge, Tinder, Grindr, anything. But there was this one particular person who met me on Instagram, and we were cool. So he was so cool with me to the point where he would just pull up, and he stays an hour away. And I worked 2 jobs. He would pull up, he would be like, hey, like, let's do this, let's do that, let's smoke, woo, all this extra stuff. So I'm like, okay, cool. There was this one night, my mom and I went out of town, so I stayed out late with him. And that night that I came back, we was cool. But my mom came home, he texted me, he was like, hey, I got something to tell you. I know you're probably gonna be mad at me. And I'm like, what you gotta tell me? Like, go on, get straight to it. He's like, oh, well, one time I was mad at you, and I decided to, what he said, I decided to go on a 2-man. And I think this girl gave me something because my penis burned. I'm like, okay, like, all right, like, what are you gonna do? Like, you want me to fight the girl? I'll fight the girl for you. Like, what's up? What we doing? He's like, you wanna go to the clinic to get tested first to see, like, what's actually.
So wait a minute. You sitting here talking about fighting the girl he did the round on you with, rather than going to the clinic. The man just told you, I may have gave you something, and you sitting there asking, do you want me to fight the girl? Fighting the girl is the least of your problems. Oh, Lord help this generation.
Her response to him telling her that he thinks he has something, his penis burns, is, you want me to fight the girl, right? So this
dumb,
this
dumb,
lets us
dumb,
know
dumb.
the type of young woman she is.
Dumb.
And that's where your brain goes. You want me to fight her?
Dumb.
What would fighting her do for him with him having a
Dumb,
burning
dumb,
penis?
dumb.
What would fighting her really do for him? But this is, again, she met him on Instagram. They're cool. I don't. Again, all we heard is they're cool. He was an hour away. They're cool. What does cool mean? You understand what I'm saying? What does cool mean? But again, the mentality to be young, and your response to this is, you want me to fight her. This is how these young girls are. They are so impulsive.
Impulsive
they're
and
ready
stupid.
to be on go, right? That they don't care to get themselves involved in something that's not even their own business. Right, but it's just crazy that was the go-to response to him telling her what happened to him. Going on for anything, and then after that he'll move forward. But with like the consequences and shit, so I'm cool with it because he cool with it, right? Y'all, we get to the clinic. I didn't go inside because that's not my business. But I'm in his car. Oh yeah. I'm going through all this shit. I got his social security number. I'm looking at all his paperwork.
Like, what the fuck? Like, who are you in real life? Because ain't no way I make you mad. You wouldn't go to 2 man. We not together. How am I making you mad? Okay, y'all. So he's in there, and he tells me so the lady said it's not syphilis, but they don't know what it is, so they're gonna test me for everything, and they're gonna send my results, right?
So the fact that she goes with him to the clinic, okay, I don't care to go inside with you because that's not my business, right? It's not my business to know what's going on with your body, because at this time they cuddle a little bit, but they're still just cool. But he also says that she made him mad. So the story is already, for me, the things that he said and she said, oh, I don't even know why I would make him mad. We're not together. That leads me to believe that there was something going on prior to the way she tells the story as they keep going.
Yeah.
Just from what I've heard, right? So you said that's not my business to go. We cuddle a little bit. I'm insinuating. It's insinuating if we're cuddling while your mom was, away or whatever. There was something, right? So for him to say, you made me mad, that leads to something as well. But the fact that she says that I was in, the car going through his stuff, because who are you really? She met him on Instagram, okay? Let's make that clear. She met him on Instagram. So of course she doesn't really know who this man is. He lives an hour away, as she said. You don't know him. They are so willing to open up their lives, open up their doors, and open up their legs to strangers. Strangers. But we cool. We are so cool is what she says. Right now the guy that you're so cool with has some sort of STD.
I'm like, okay, good shit. I'm one of those people, like, I'm not judgy, but I feel like if you can get any STD or STI, then you're nasty in a way, because I'm allergic to condoms, and I have raw sex. And the only thing I've ever gotten was, what the fuck is called? Fucked up period, because this boy knocked my period off. This is what I'm thinking. I'm like, at this moment, I'm like, that's the only thing I ever got. Like, oh, he must be dirty, like, or that girl dirty as fuck. Like, how you get syphilis? How you get syphilis? This is all what I'm thinking in that moment. So,
well, let's discuss how you get any STD, STI. You get it by having unprotected sex. So for her, Miss, I'm allergic to condoms, and I have raw sex. You get an STI or STD from having unprotected sex. Let me just put that out there. For how do you get it? That's how you get it. It's just that simple.
I didn't know what he had, but like I said, I felt bad because it's like one of those, like, you couldn't even do anything in that situation. Like, literally, you should never went over there. I felt so bad to the point I was like, fuck it, let's
It was just sad.
And like I said, I got out of school.
So sad.
This is my third time coming back to Houston, like, without my mom or something. Like, third time coming to Houston without my mom. So it was like, okay, cool, like, yeah, return. Yo, I ended up letting him crack with the condom. Like I said, I'm allergic, but
Was this before or after the herpes?
I ain't stupid. The next day, he finds out that he actually has herpes. And we was staying at my homegirl house, so my brother's here, and they're like, what, you want us to kill us? You want to kill him? Like, I can kill him right here, right now. Like, what we doing? I'm like, no, he gotta bring me home, bro. I'm just so sad. I can't smoke with y'all. I can't drink with y'all. I can't do nothing no more. I can't do nothing because that bitch has it.
Another key piece, right? Remember she said when the guy called her and told her that a girl burned him, her response was, you want me to beat her up? She says that her brothers, cousins, whoever, their response is, you want me to kill him. Do y'all see what we're dealing with? Again, and I'm sure they're just as young as her, if not younger.
Young
That's
and dumb.
literally
Young, dumb, and
how
impulsive.
they move. So you got her, you want me to fight her. You got them, you want me to kill them. Because you're entangled in a bunch of mess that you decided to involve yourself with somebody who you met off Instagram that you don't really know at all. and you know that he has something. The doctor said they don't know what it is, but he has something, and you still let him crack. Okay.
I didn't even have it. But you know, like, I'm just so scared because I just let him crack. Okay, cool. We're still friends. Time goes by. We're still friends. It's like one of those, okay, like, I'll stay at your house, going through smoking. But the friendship started to turn into, like, us liking each other. So now we're trying to figure out, like, what do you have and how can that affect me? Because I'm seeing your lifestyle. I'm thinking if you have something as big as that, you gotta take medicine every day. You gotta change your diet. You gotta do a whole lot of shit. He didn't do nothing. He was still living his nasty and dirty life. Still doing whatever he wanted. Like, he was still doing that. So I'm okay, cool. Let's see how that affect me. Now we fucking. I already don't let him crack, so why not? Condom. Sometimes no condom. It was like I was taking a risk. Like, I was taking a risk every single time. But one.
So, the way that her face lit up when she said, I'm taking a risk, like, it's just like your face lit up because you, on one end, he's living his dirty life. He's so dirty. He doesn't care. But I'm also, let me figure out what you have. But I don't care because I want to have sex that bad. I already let him crack once. Why not do it again? Now I know he has herpes. Now I know for a fact. And it's also sometimes more, sometimes not. Like, these young women and older women, they just show how dumb they are and how am I supposed to feel bad for you? How does anyone feel bad for you when you said, I knew and I took a risk because I wanted to? I knew, but I took the risk anyway. But yet somehow, some way, down the line, we sort of feel bad for women like this. Bro, this is what we promote in our community. We promote you young, be wild, be free. You have one life. You're only young one time in your life. Your body is only fine one time in your life. Like, they make you feel like this is the time that you should be out here being wild and free and getting herpes.
One time, we got so drunk that we decided to crack, and I got pregnant. In my head, fuck no. I'm not having no baby. I am 19. I can't have no baby. Like, this is not happening to me. I don't even want a baby. You got herpes. My baby gonna have herpes. Why would I don't want to be a mom. And then if anybody knows me, knows I've always been LTK. Always been LTK. I've always wanted to adopt. I never wanted to have kids because I was under the impression that I couldn't have kids. So it's like one of those, okay, cool. Like, I don't want kids. Never wanted kids. And I'm not mentally stable for a kid. But I got convinced to have my baby. So I kept her. We get to the clinic. The clinic's all like, okay, like, I hope you know we gotta test you for everything. I was like, okay, hold on. He got herpes, so make sure that test me for that. I did not have herpes. My baby did not have herpes. My baby could not have herpes unless I had an outbreak. If I was to get herpes, my baby was not gonna be able to get herpes unless I came out with it. Since I didn't get pregnant with it. Like, I'm trying to explain it like how a doctor.
Okay, so what's the ultimate thing that happens? You get pregnant. But let's double back. 19 years old at the time, who told you you couldn't have kids? You're 19. You know what they do? Why they come with this conclusion? Because they're out here having sex with no condom at all, letting men ejaculate into them, boys ejaculate into their bodies, and they never get pregnant. So they come to the conclusion that, I must not be able to have kids. That's what they do, y'all. That's what they do. No one you're 19 years old. Why would you think you can't have kids at 19 years old? You don't give, you're at the doctor's just caring about your health. You don't give that. You don't give that you've been inquiring about your health the way that you're out here moving with a man off of Instagram. So 19 years old, you assume you can have kids just because. I'm telling y'all, these women say these things because they're out here just letting men do whatever they want inside of them, and they don't get pregnant. So they come to the conclusion, oh, I must not be able to have kids. That's what they diagnose themselves. And they just be out here moving recklessly.
Straight reckless.
And until it happens. And somebody convinces you to keep your baby.
Explain it to me, but it's kind of like a little hard. Because it was like, okay, the only way that your baby will get herpes is if you...
Reckless.
You got herpes. But we gonna leave it like that. So she's telling me all this. Okay, cool. I got herpes. March, a month before my baby is born, we're laying up, and I'm big as fuck, so I really don't like to fuck. Like I can't keep laying down. Like I don't want to have sex. And he's like, okay, let's have sex. I'm like, no, I don't want to. So early in the morning, like I just want to lay down. He's like, okay, well, can we go to sleep naked? When I was pregnant, I loved to go to sleep naked because I'm so big and it just feels like I'm getting so wrapped around. So I'm like, yeah, we can do that. Yes, let's do that. So once he took his pants off, I looked at his dick. What is that? You have something right there. What is that? He's like, oh no, this can't be happening. Bro, are you serious? I gotta take you home. I'm like, okay. Not thinking anything of it because I've been staying with this boy this whole time. I'm seeing his whole lifestyle. He's not giving me that he got something for real.
I gotta pause this. If y'all are getting to that point and you see something strange on the dude's genitalia, why did you not get up and leave? That was your cue to get up and leave. Why did you not leave, man?
Give me, okay. Auntie? I don't know.
You sound dumb.
Dumb as a doorknob.
Thank you.
You is not
Dumb
that
has
he
a
has
doorknob.
something,
Thank you.
but you know he has herpes. So what more does it need to give than him getting the diagnosis that he has herpes? You also say he has not changed his lifestyle after having the herpes, right? And how do you not, what makes you say it's not given that he has anything? At that moment, he's basically having an outbreak. But
Yep.
it's just like, you don't care. You got the news, your baby don't have herpes, you don't have herpes. You would think to really try to protect yourself and your child as much as possible,
yourself.
that you would remove yourself from at least having that type of intercourse or exchange with this person until after your baby is born or whatever. I don't know, but again, it's just I'm taking a risk. I don't care.
Bird brain behavior.
So, fast forward, he raised me home. A week later, I come back because I have a baby appointment. But it hurts to pee. Like, it seemed like I scratched myself. Like, you ever wipe your ass so hard and, like, you like, damn. Like, shit, did I scratch my booty hole? Something like that. Like, that's me. I'm like, take a picture of it. Like, can you look down there? I can't see. I'm so big. I'm like, can you look down there? Like, I can't see. Like, it hurts. Like, I don't know what's going on. He's like, I don't see nothing. And to this day, that part still pisses me off. Like, that whole situation, because you seen it. You seen what the fuck I had. You seen it stink. Boom. So he's like, I don't see nothing. I'm like, take a picture. He's like, that's what I'm saying, see nothing. I'm like, okay, cool. We're going to ask my doctor. We're going to ask my doctor when we go to my baby appointment. Gets to the baby appointment. She do a little swab. She's like, actually, mamas, you have herpes. And y'all, I wanted to kill myself, kill my baby. I wanted to give her up for adoption. I wanted to do the whole 9. Like, this couldn't be my life right now. He's crying. I'm crying. I'm looking at him crying. Like, why are you crying? He's like, I know it's going to be over. I know. Yo, you know I'm about to crash out. But that's how I got herpes, y'all. I mean, like, my lifestyle's still the same.
Man, you caught herpes from a man that had herpes because you were sleeping with him, you dumbass child.
Thing. Only thing that I hate about it is I have to come out like this and say something because it's that big of a deal. Yeah.
Take me to the king. Take me to the king. Send the asteroid. Whatever else y'all gotta do. Whatever. After this clip, I'm done.
At the end, she says, I'm about to crash out. So what in reality, what did you think was going to happen? You're still sleeping with this man. You're still risking your own health.
Yeah.
And now you're going to crash out once you get it. That's the
Now
crash out. I'm a
you
crash
want to
out.
crash out. You can't make this up.
Like, the fact that you came on and told this story online because allegedly you went on a podcast and blurted it out. Like, at this point, you don't even know. These people, again, want to go viral so bad and want to tell their business so bad. And they have this idea that can't nobody judge me. They don't care. It's my story. It's my life. That they do not care to embarrass themselves, to show how dumb and foolish and they lead with their, we love to say men, let their penis do the talking for them. No, it's women let their vaginas do the talking for them. Literally. There's so many things wrong with this whole situation. And there's so many things that could have been prevented. Right? You met somebody on Instagram. You find out within I don't even know, couple weeks of talking to him, he got something. You find out that he has herpes, and you still, but even going back to that, you don't know what he got, and you let him crack. Y'all smoke, y'all drink together. Then you find out what he does have, and you're like, oh well, he cracked already, let me do it again. Like, it's just like they don't care. This whole liberation, I can do what I want with my body, my choice.
It's a dumbest thing on the planet.
You're gonna have so many more women. Herpes is running wild within our communities. Wild.
Especially in Houston and Atlanta.
And it's sad that so many young people are moving like this. Allergic to condoms. Don't care. Having babies. Dealing with women. And back and forth with that. Like, it's just so many layers. And I just feel like we love to act like none of this stuff is real. This stuff is all fake. It's too many positive black women out here that we shouldn't be worried about this type of stuff. No, we should. Because this is a real problem. This is a real issue.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very real issue. And how do we change it if we want to keep avoiding the real issues? That we don't care about ourselves. We care more about going viral and telling these stories than we do actually caring about our overall health, caring about the men that we choose to lay down with. You used to focus on getting cracked, that you don't care about your life. But women want us to have so much pity and so much sympathy for them, and we're supposed to be like, oh my God, I feel so bad for her. No, I don't feel bad for her. She got what was coming to her. There was too many chances that you could have removed yourself from that situation, but you didn't. You didn't. You didn't want to. You wanted to take a risk. This whole life is too short. Do what you want to do. Type of mentality will get you exactly what you was looking for. Herpes, a baby and herpes at 20 years old. Like, for nothing. You felt bad. We took a trip. What? But this is what we're doing, y'all. This is what these young women are doing. They're learning from these old, miserable women who are teaching them this stuff. Their mamas, their aunties, social media, the celebrities, the guys that they look up to. This is the reality. But let me know your thoughts in the comments on this topic. Drop it down below in the comments. Hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed the conversation. Of course, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the...
We're going to go ahead and end it here. I was going to come back at y'all with another one, but after these two, nah. Like, share, subscribe. See y'all later. Peace.